Welcome to Brussels. Today we meet with the European Council and discuss very important topics. The topic of competitiveness is at the top of the agenda, but also the war in Ukraine and European defense. We will discuss the topic of competitiveness in detail with the Commission President and the President of the European Parliament. I am very happy that more than 20 member states of the European Union have now signed my letter to the Commission and the President of the European Parliament, that we have to deal even more intensively with the topic of competitiveness in the European industry and that there is really a need for action there. The reports show this until this morning. A large German company in Belgium has announced 600 jobs to be cut. This is just a small section of the many bad news that we are currently seeing from industrial companies all over Europe. We now have to work much faster in the next few weeks than we did in the past in terms of decisions, to rebuild bureaucracy in Europe and to expand competitiveness. I would also like to ask the European Parliament to reconsider the decision of yesterday. The decision of the European Parliament yesterday is unacceptable. The Omnibus 1 of the Commission, which we agreed to reject in the Council in the European Parliament, is a fatal mistake and must be corrected. We now have to talk again with the European Parliament. But that can't stay that way. We really need quick decisions in the European Union to restore competitiveness in the European industry, which we are currently dramatically losing. I am most concerned about the jobs all over Europe in the industry, and this concerns a country like the Federal Republic of Germany in a very special way. We will talk about the Russian asset values. I am also grateful that my proposal has received great approval. There are, however, a few serious amendments that we have to talk about. This concerns the Belgian state in particular and its liability. This is an issue that will concern us today. But we will take a step further. The question of armament and the defense capability of the European Union is on the agenda. However, it will remain that NATO will be in charge here. The European Union will support this. We will also talk about procurement. We will talk about standardization. We will talk about simplification of the systems. We will talk about higher numbers of units. All in all, 3 issues that could be as up-to-date as never before. But I am grateful that we have a common understanding here. All the preliminaries that I had yesterday evening and this morning point to the fact that we are now approaching these issues in great secrecy in the European Council, and that we are also taking further steps today. In view of these 3 issues, armament, competitiveness of the European industry, Russian assets and their use for the defense of Ukraine, and finally also the defense capability of the European Union. At the moment, I am very confident that a lot will work out for us today. I would like to ask you, Mr. Bundeskanzler, do you think that there is certainly green light here today? Because the Belgian Prime Minister was not quite so sure today. The Belgian Prime Minister and I have talked about this topic several times in the last few days and weeks. I share his concerns, but he is interested in a common solution. And that is why I assume that we will take a step forward today. Mr. Bundeskanzler, should the negotiations between Germany and China fail? We have already briefly talked about this morning. The Chinese government has also decided to stop the delivery of critical raw materials. We want a common solution, but the Chinese government must also know that we do not accept what is happening right now, but we are trying to find a common solution and do not want an escalation of the conflict. Do you need planning security, especially with the Green Deal? Because you are now pushing borders. The topic of planning security is exactly the keyword you are addressing. The companies in Europe have to know what will happen to them in the next few years. None of us is questioning the goal of climate protection. All of us believe that we have to combine this with the competitiveness of the European industry. This is especially about technology. This is about progress in the technological development of Europe. We have to take a step forward, and we just have to see what is happening in the world. We are currently on the defensive, and we have to get out of there. We are not looking at national elections. We are looking at the European economy. We are looking at the European competitiveness. We are looking at the European defense capability, and that is what concerns us the most. regardless of all national elections at the moment. So now I have to go. Thank you very much. We have to try to have a summit. However, there are a few serious implications that we have to talk about. This is especially true for the Belgian state. We will make sure that NATO maintains its leadership here. The European Union will support this. Thank you.